This is OBS Simulcast, all-inclusive low setup plugin designed with the user in mind. I'm gonna run you through the setup, then UI, and go over its feature set. This is our installer that we're gonna double click on. It should prompt for admin access and then open up our setup wizard here. I'm gonna go ahead and press next. It should automatically identify wherever OBS is at, but if it's in a non-standard location, you might have to point the installer to your OBS installation is. Go ahead and click install. Very quick install. The final page will open my donation page if you'd like to support the project. Donations are completely optional and are never required to use the software. We're just going to unclick this and press finish. After installation and opening up OBS, you should be greeted with a couple of new windows. Initially after install, it should pop up a setup wizard within OBS, but if it doesn't work, you can click on this little button here and it'll pop it up for you. This will just be for YouTube and Twitch. We'll click these ticks and then we would paste our stream key along with our channel name to start the process. So I'm going to do that here by throwing in my stream key and my username for YouTube as well as Twitch. And then I'm going to click save and continue. After that, you should be ready to stream. As long as you have YouTube and Twitch set up properly, it'll automatically connect to Twitch, and that's how you know your chat is working for Twitch. However, YouTube, it will require you to go live before it connects to the live stream. So to go ahead and give a demonstration, since we have our keys in as well as our chats, and anytime you would need to change this, you can just click them open and replace as you see fit. Same with this. We're just going to click the go live button and this will go live on all enabled platforms that you have ticked. So we were able to connect on both Twitch and YouTube, and we are live on both platforms currently. This is probably going to be a bit all over the place, but I'm going to try to detail out what I think is some of the primary feature sets that Simulcast has to offer, and hopefully I don't miss anything in the process. So we'll just go down the line here of the multi-stream window. If we wanted to add a manual target, all we would have to do is click that, and then we'd be able to go into the details and start filling them in. We'll touch more on that a little bit later. We have our preset category here, which allows us to save presets if you are live streaming to multiple accounts and multi-streaming to multiple accounts. So default could be account 1. If we were to save another one, default 1. We would be able to switch between the two, and it would retain the stream keys, the chats, and all of the configuration that you put down here in the multi-stream window. The heart icon is a link to my donation page. I'm either going to add in a setting to the plugin that allows you to disable the button or move it out of the way so it's not in line with the rest of the things that you'd be messing with. This is the chat diagnostics button. When popped open, it'll give you some details about the chat that you're connected, messages received, things of that nature. It's mostly for debugging for me, but you might find some use with it as well. The setup wizard button we've already gone over. I might also add a setting that allows to hide this, but I can see its usefulness in setting up presets to be able to open it back up and differentiate it. The export config button allows you to export all the configurations that you've saved into multi-stream under a password encrypted file. That way it's not stored in plain text, and your stream keys are a little bit more protected than they otherwise would be. So if we were to go ahead and export this config, and I'm just going to use a simple password here, it'll allow us to save it to whatever destination we want to. The import config button does what it says on the tin. You would find that same file that you used to export and import it back into OBS. When importing back into OBS, it will require the password that you used to hash the file in the first place. It will make sure that you know beforehand that you will be replacing the current configuration and overwriting it. Another feature that I thought was important and also just generally quality of life was a desktop overlay for our chat. This desktop overlay should sit on top of all windows and games so that you don't have to look between multiple monitors and are able to see your chat as you are doing whatever you're doing and make it a little bit easier to promote that interaction with a viewer. I wanted to get the browser overlay integration as easy as possible, so with the plugins chat that's already here, all we have to do is click overlay link, added multi-stream chat overlay to the current scene, and then it merged it into a transparent background and source for your editing. So it takes out all of the work for you. automatically makes a source for the browser overlay and overlays it onto the stream. I believe the last thing to go over is the encoder settings for each platform setting. So if we pop this open here, each encoder setting will be different between whichever platform you have it on. So this is the encoder setting for YouTube. This is the encoding setting for Twitch. This is the encoding setting for Kick. We have a couple of different options here, things that you would normally see in your encoder settings. While I have not tested it out yet, Simulcast does support vertical streaming. I still have some testing to do on this, so don't have much to say on it so far. And I think that's it. After you've done everything that we've gone over, you should be set up to multi-stream to your heart's content. If you have any questions, please put them down in the comments. Any suggestions on features or more quality of life improvements that we can iterate on would be great. Other than that, have a great day and thank you for watching.